Hello and welcome to our presentation of Teaching CS1 with a Mastery Learning Framework, Changes in CS2 Results and Student Satisfaction. I am Dr. Giulia Toti from the Computer Science Department at the University of British Columbia, and I'm presenting this work I produced in collaboration with Dr. Guoning Chen from the Computer Science Department at the University of Houston. Today I'm going to talk to you about an intervention that we conducted in spring 2021 while I was instructor for the CS1 course at the University of Houston, and we decided to change the course to adopt a mastery learning framework. I have already presented results of this intervention on the students' programming skills in a previous publication that I presented at ETC 2023, so you're welcome to refer to that publication if you're interested in seeing the impact that this had on the students' programming skills. For this paper, we focus on the impact of this approach on students' behaviors, thoughts, and feelings toward the course, as well as their performance on the subsequent course in the sequence CS2. Mastery learning has already been shown to be beneficial for students, and in computer science in particular, it has been shown to be better at guaranteeing mastery of the fundamentals and at catering to students of different levels, which is really beneficial for us because we know that we often get students with different level of preparation, especially in early courses. It was also shown to increase sense of control, fairness, and feeling supported in students. Now, having increasing student satisfaction and a positive attitude toward the course can be beneficial and help them adopting more constructive learning behaviors, increase their motivation, their confidence, and possibly their retention. So we wanted to see how our new approach impacted the affected domain of the students and if it increased their satisfaction and positive feeling toward the course. Now, I'll briefly talk about how we changed the course. So to move to a mastery learning format, we rearranged the content of the course in 13 units. We had 12 content units and a project, and we rearrange our weekly plan. So we moved from a traditional format with the weekly lectures and labs, and then the 2 midterms and a final. And we decided to have quizzes every week and to always follow the same weekly plan, which was, as the slide illustrates, before class the students were asked to complete some reading assignments. Then in class on Tuesday, they would spend some time working with the professor on some exercise. So there was guided practice, time for question. Then there was also a lab where they would practice even more exercises with their classmates and the TAs. And then on Thursday, they were tested on the material that they have been presented so far. So on Thursday, they were actually allowed to take, for every Thursday, they were allowed to take 2 quizzes on the material that was covered that class, and up to 2 weeks prior. So the 2 weeks of material covered before that, the current week, were also open for testing, and the student could be assessed on those as well and show mastery of that material. So because the students were presented multiple times with tests on the same topic and that had some time to retake a test on the same topic if they didn't perform well the first time, we had to create different exams. So the weekly quizzes were always different. Even though they were on the same material, they were different so the students would not study to the test. They were auto-graded, so it was a little bit easier to manage, and they were obviously proctored to ensure the integrity of the exam. Now, for even more detail about our intervention, you're welcome to refer to the current paper or to our previous publication. And now I'm going to present our results from the survey data collection and from the performance in the subsequent CS2 course. So the survey included questions focused on several aspects of the course, such as workload, motivation, and a sense of control over the course outcome. There's a link to the survey that you're welcome to see for yourself if you want. We survey both the students who took the course with the new format, but also for comparison, students who previously completed the course with the traditional format, so in the previous semester. 31 students from the traditional format cohort replied the survey, as well as 74 students from the mastery learning format cohort. And this is what they shared with us. I'm presenting here the significant differences that we found across the two groups. There were more questions included in the survey that you're welcome to go and see. The paper includes all the results, but these are the significant differences after multiple hypothesis correction. So we noticed that the mastery learning format students expressed more agreement with themes of higher motivation in completing coursework, easiness in learning the course material, and also statements like the course made me feel rewarded for my efforts, the course allowed me to be creative, the course taught me useful skills for my future, and it was possible for me to assess my performance and my final grade. So the students express a higher agreement with the sense of control with the course outcome. The students in the mastery learning format also said that they were more in agreement with the statement, the course made me feel confident that I could learn new topics even if I initially found them challenging, which was really important for us. This is really the core of a mastery learning approach. We don't want the students to be discouraged when they fail a test, when they fail an assessment, but they should feel like they can do it again and they improve it later. And this is what they have reported, and they agreed with this sentiment in large number. They also felt that they were more likely to get a good grade in this course. The only negative difference that we notice in the mastery learning format students compared to the traditional format students is that they agreed less with the statement, I can find ways to make the course relevant, the course material relevant to my life. This is a kind of surprising difference. There might be a few reasons behind it which are worth exploring further, but for now we have observed this difference. Another thing that we asked the students to rate was the level of engagement and perceived learning of utility of different elements of the course. And again, the students in the mastery learning format reported higher levels of engagement and perceived utility of lectures, lab sessions, as well as exams, the unit test. So they even perceived the test to be useful for their learning and engaging, which is something really encouraging for us. They bought into this idea that exams are not just there to terrorize them or to please us so that we let them move on, but they can really be beneficial for their learning. And when asked what format would they prefer to keep for their course, the students in the mastery learning format say that they would like to keep the current format and they would not want to go back to the traditional format with midterms and a final, while the students in the traditional format said that they would have liked to have access to the format with the weekly quizzes. When we look at the performance in CS2, we wanted to compare the grades obtained in the subsequent course of the series. This is a course where we had no impact, neither of the author were either delivering or grading this course. As far as we know, there were not major changes to the course across this time period. So it was for us a way to see if the students were well prepared to tackle this next course and how well they were going to do. So to have a fair comparison, we sampled the two cohorts to create two groups with a comparable GPA distribution at the beginning of the CS1 semester, of the semester where they took CS1, so that we didn't have better students in one of the two cohorts. The final sample included 385 students, mostly evenly distributed, and with an overall GPA of about 2.99, almost 3. So between spring 2021 and fall 2023, 172 of the students completed the CS2 course, so the data structure course at the University of Houston, with a grade. 91 from the traditional format cohort and 81 from the master learning format cohort. We only look at the students who completed the CS2 course, and we don't look at students who dropped or transfer major because of the high variability that could go into this outcome. So we just wanted to look at what grade they were getting, when they were getting a grade. And this is what we observe. The distribution for the students in the master learning format has improved. The median grade moved from a B- to a B. And the number of Fs received in the course almost half. So it seems that students, and particularly possibly the weaker students, were more prepared for the subsequent course, and they were able to at least complete it successfully, and overall we see the distribution moved up. In conclusion, in the master learning format, the students were significantly more motivated to complete their coursework and found it easier to learn the material. They believed more strongly that they could get a good grade in the course, and they could learn topics that initially challenged them. Master learning format students also found lectures, lab sessions, and exams to be more engaging and useful for their learning, and they were adequately prepared for the next course, as shown by the improved grade distribution. Now, obviously, the study has some limitation. The comparison between the two cohorts may be hiding some differences between the two populations, and also for the traditional format students, more time had passed between the course and the time the survey was administered. But other than that, the two cohorts were fairly similar in the way that the material was delivered, and everything except, of course, the changes apported to the course. For future work, we are considering interviews to gain a deeper understanding of the student's sentiment and its connection with the course format. So really get a deeper understanding of their affective domain, emotional status toward the course, and how this is helping them perform. And also, we would like to see if the proposed framework could benefit the learning experience of underrepresented students in computer science, as we still have a segment of population that are not equally represented. So this is all that I have for you today. Thank you for your attention, and well, thank you for listening to me. I hope you check out our paper.